This is Newswatch 16 at 6.
She would basically stop the bus, pull over, ask the people's names who were talking, and threaten to kick them off the bus.
Bus passengers felt terrorized by their driver on a trip from Scranton to New York City. The fallout and the bus company's response is our top story on Newswatch 16 at 6. Good evening. I'm Charlotte McBride. Scott Schaefer is off tonight. We start with what should have been a leisure bus trip to New York City. Instead, passengers say they feared for their lives. Newswatch 16's Cassie Semyon has been following this story, and she spoke with more passengers today about their ordeal. And Cassie joins us live from the Lackawanna Transit Center with more. Cassie?
Charlotte, I spoke to numerous passengers both on the phone and through social media today, and they say that trip to New York was a terrifying experience, and some of them were concerned that they wouldn't make it to their destination.
It was terrorizing. Everybody felt that we were held hostage. Nobody knew what was going to happen.
Fred Lettieri and his wife were on a bus to New York City Saturday when he says the driver began to scare passengers, even threatening to cancel the trip over people talking. Lettieri is a former WNEP reporter now working in our sales department.
Every time she could hear voices in her front seat, she would basically stop the bus, pull over, ask the people's names who were talking, and threaten to kick them off the bus.
Video from inside that bus shows the driver reprimanding passengers multiple times for talking, including pulling over at unscheduled stops. When the passengers confronted her once they got to New York, this was how she responded. Now Martz is apologizing, posting a letter to Facebook that the behavior of the driver is being addressed, and they apologized for what happened on that bus. But this isn't the first time a passenger has complained about a similar incident. Leah Zillow was traveling from New York to visit her in-laws in Lackawanna County Friday. She says the same driver threatened them to keep quiet.
People aren't quiet. She's going to pull over and leave you on the side of the road, and she would call the police and have people arrested.
Zillow says her seatmate asked why they couldn't talk and were told it was on the website. We could not find that on their site.
My seatmates and I, we started using the notes feature on our iPhones and communicating back and forth. Because as we were going, if anybody, like people got on their own phones and were, watching videos or whatever, and if people started giggling, she would start screaming, "I told you to be quiet."
Martz says in its apology that, quote, the unprofessional actions of our driver never should have occurred. The necessary actions to address this behavior will take place. And now Martz did not detail what that action would be, but they did say they will be working with drivers on respectfully communicating with its passengers. And Martz said they will be refunding tickets for that trip. Cassie Semyon, Newswatch 16, live in Scranton tonight.